Hello, class, and you're welcome to today's session. Today, we'll be looking at a lab activity that has to do with switch configuration, basic switch configuration, but we'll be focusing on the physical mode. Okay, how you can do this physical setup and set it up and do the configuration. And we'll be using packet tracer activity. And for those of you that have these activities, like I've sent, you're going to be looking at activity 1.1.7. That is this activity that we're going to be going through. Okay. And the activity is going to be basic switch configuration, particularly physical mode. By the end of the activity, we should be able to set up IP configuration on this VLAN 99. We'll put out IP version 4. We'll put in IP version 6, and we'll put in a linked local IP address. Then on the PC, we'll be looking at IP version 4 that we'll assign. We'll also put in an IP version 6 there as well. The objective of this particular lab activity is cable the network and verify the default switch configuration. That's what we'll do in part 1. And then part 2, we'll configure the basic network device settings. And then in part 3, we're going to verify and test network connectivity. And the background of this scenario says that CISCO switches can be configured with a special IP address known as the switch virtual interface. The SVI or management address can be used for remote address to the switch to display or configure settings. If the VLAN 1 SVI is assigned an IP address, by default, all the ports on VLAN 1 will have access to the SVI IP address. Okay. So in this activity, you will build a simple topology using Ethernet LAN cable to access a CISCO switch using console and remote access methods. You will examine default switch configurations before configuring basic switch settings. So these basic switch settings will include device name, device description, local passwords, message of the day, IP addressing, and static MAC addresses. You will also use a management IP address for remote switch management. So the topology consists of one switch and two hosts using only Ethernet and console ports. You will verify network connectivity and manage the MAC address table using the two end devices. Good. So for part 1, under the instructions, cable the network and verify the default switch configuration. You will set up the network topology and verify default settings. And how do we do about that? Step 1 says that we should cable the network as shown in the topology. And you see the topology we are talking about here is this one here, this topology here. All right, you see there's a switch here, which is switch 1. And then you see there's a PC here, which is PCA. And then you see there's this cable that connects this guy here. All right, this cable here, this is like the console cable. And then there's another cable that connects this. This is like the Ethernet cable and is plugged in on port 6. So this is a topology that we are working with. Okay, so let's look at the instructions. So it says from the shelf, click and drag switch 1 and place it on the left side of the table. Okay, so let's do that. So this is the shelf. Can you see shelf? This is the left side. This is like a rack. Okay, so this is like the network rack where we're going to be putting our devices. Okay, we're putting our devices here. This are the different cables that are here. All right, so we're asked to pick switch 1. So if you look at this is the switches. This is switch 1. Let me try see if I can zoom it. All right, so if I zoom it like this, can you see S1 here? This is switch 1. So we're supposed to drag it and drop it here. Yeah. So you see up here, there's a power distribution device or whatever. So we're supposed to drag our switch and drop it here. Okay, so let me zoom back in. All right, so I'll drag and then I drop it here. Okay, so that is what we have done for for this. So let's see the next instruction. So we have B says, okay, what we have done A is switch 1, okay? Then B says that from the shelf, click and drag device PCA and place it on the right side of the table. Power on PCA. Okay. So where is, let me zoom it so that you guys can see it properly. Okay, this is the table. This is the left side of the table. Okay, this is the right side of the table, right? So they say PCA. Can you see PCA? We're supposed to drag it and drop it here. And you see, that is what we're supposed to do on the right side of the table. So let me zoom it back. So you see, this is what we have. Okay, so I can just, so that we can have more space, I can put it this like this. All right, so this is the table. This is the left side of the table. This is the right side of the table. Okay. Then let's go back and hear what it says. Place it on the right side of the table. Power on PCA. So this is PCA. I will click it. Can you see if I click it? If I zoom it in, this is the power button. So if I click here, device on the inventory search cannot be powered. Please remove it, move it to the rack or the table first. Okay. So let me move it to the rack. If I put it on the rack. Okay, this is now rack mountable. So let me put it on the table. Put it on this side of the table. See. Let's power it on. Good. So we have powered it. And you see the light has turned on now. Okay. It has turned on. Good. So let's come in here. Now, C says connect a console cable from device PCA to switch 1 as shown in the topology. Do not connect the device PCA Ethernet cable at this time. So it's console cable. Okay. So where do I get my console cable? These are cables here. Can you see? These are different cables. If I just put my mouse here, it will give me the name. Can you see? Copper straight through. This is crossover. Can you see? This is console cable. So I pick my console cable. We're supposed to connect it to the switch. All right, we pick it from the switch from the switch to the PCA. This is device PCA. All right, so let's do that. Let me zoom it. Okay, where is the console port? I will see a console port. This is the search. Where is my console port? My console port should be, these are all my gigabit ports. All right, so I think what I'll do first is let me click it to open it. Right? Sorry. Open it first. Why is it not opening? Select front. Right. So this is where we are. This is where where's my console port? Console port is supposed to be, let me zoom this so that I'll see it properly. I want you guys to see. This one here. Supposed to turn it just a minute.